There's more than a few good reasons why Sephiroth has become one of the most iconic villains in video game history. His hair, his sword, his boss battle music, that thing. But I would argue that one of Sephiroth's most understated strengths as a villain is how he is introduced in the game. Sephiroth is peak horror villain in the PS1 original, in that for the longest time he is talked about, but never seen. What we do see is his wake, the evidence of his presence left behind. Characters ruminate on his immense strength. When you walk through the Shinra building, you follow a trail of blood left by Sephiroth as if he's some kind of ravenous monster. When you can't cross the marshlands because of the insanely powerful Midgar Zolom, you return later to find it impaled on a lightning-struck tree, with the party only able to utter, "Did Sephiroth do this?" All of this makes your brain start working in overdrive, just trying to imagine what the limits of Sephiroth's power is. So when you get to the Nibelheim flashback and you get to not only see Sephiroth's power, but experience it firsthand as a player, you're kind of in awe. The entire time you're thinking, if this is how powerful Sephiroth was back then, how powerful is he now? It's for this reason, and many others as I mentioned earlier, that Sephiroth became the iconic villain that he is today. So iconic that when Square Enix wanted to remake Final Fantasy VII, they really couldn't afford to not include him. The original PS1 game was so ambitious, and its world expanded upon so much since its release, that for a remake to even be possible, it had to be broken up into 3 separate games. The first part, called Remake, follows the party up until they leave the city of Midgar, a section of the game which Sephiroth never even shows up in. You can't not have Sephiroth in a remake of Final Fantasy VII. What an absolute letdown that would be. But his presence in the remake series kind of diminishes a lot of what made him such a compelling villain in the first place. It's a tough problem with no perfect solution. Ultimately, I do think it was the right decision to give Sephiroth more of a presence in Remake and Rebirth, even if it does undercut his appeal as a villain with unimaginable power. It would have been really cool to see Remake kind of focus on Shinra being the big bad of that game and lay the groundwork for Sephiroth appearing in Rebirth, but I understand why they've gone down the route that they have.